Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Secret World. We're here to do an investigation mission for Norma Creed. So if you do not wish to be spoiled by anything in this investigation mission, feel free to skip the video as that's the only thing this will contain. Otherwise, if you just want to see the introductory video and the concluding text, I will have an annotation on the screen after the video to skip to the turn-in, for those of you who wish to skip the actual puzzle-solving process. So let's get started. Something wicked. Norma recalls a series of murders in the summer of 2002. She never believed the story served up by the news, and says the real culprit wasn't even human. Tier 1. A case of multiple murders in a small town like Kingsmith must have been widely discussed in newspapers. Find more information about the case.
It's a pressure building, the kind that comes before a storm when it builds and builds but just won't break. Yeah, the ravens, they feel it too. Last time I saw them like this, when the trees were more birds than branches, there were murders. Yeah, that was back in 2002, tail end of a long and wicked hot summer. By August, the whole town smelled rotten and we hadn't seen a drop of rain since June. When the storm finally broke and the ravens flew, the killing stopped. Never believed what the paper wrote about that vagrant, neither did Helen, despite those boys in city council leaning on her. Well, she took a beating. Could have hurt her career, but she was right. Wasn't human hands cut those girls open. An unkindness of ravens, isn't that what they call it? My idea of reading is the TV guide, not anything that could charitably be called literature. But even I know signs and portents when I see them.
Alright, so we need to find more information about the murders. Pull up the right UI element. A case of multiple murders in a small town like Kingsmith must have been widely discussed in the newspapers. Find more information about the case. So, we need to find some newspapers. And this might potentially be a little bit of a leap of logic. But we're going to actually head out. There isn't actually, as far as I'm aware, an explorable building for a newspaper department here in Kingsmith. But we are going to head out to the why can't I remember it? Right, Town Hall. And the reason being is they have an archive full of newspapers there. Of old newspapers. And if you remember correctly from the cutscene, you remember that Norma said that the murders happened in the summer of 2002. So we will need to know that bit of information in order to find the correct set of newspapers. And I'm on the wrong street. I need to be one over. Alright, so here we are at the town hall, followed by some zombies, which we should be able to very quickly dispatch. And nothing appears to be down here, so let's go upstairs. And all sorts of filing cabinets and documents, and you'll see that in the mouse over text we have examine Q3 1990. So we're going to need to look for just 2001, 2000, Q3 2002, Q1 2002. So if you know your dates, I believe Q3 2002 is the one that we want. Solomon Chronicle. Killer charged. Transient farmhand Larry Checken has been formally charged with the murders of Kingsmith girls blank, blank, and blank. Townies who had been holding an all-night vigil on Elm gave an emotional response to the announcement this morning. It marks the end of a summer of horror that has gripped our little town for 3 months, and a state police manhunt making Maitland news. Sheriff Bennerman would not make further comment on the case ahead of the state press briefing. She has, however, asked the townies remain calm while justice works its course. We at the Chronicle know many of our readers have questioned the efficiency of the Solomon County Sheriff's Office, but there will be time for those questions in the months following the trial. So, Tier 2 details the case are withheld by the Sheriff's Office, but information must surely exist somewhere. Well, if the Sheriff's Office withheld information, then the most likely place to find said information would be the Sheriff's Office. So let's head over there. Alright, so now that we're here, we are going to check the computer.
Whatever the good old boys didn't whitewash should still be on file.
Old records. So, suspect database. And right, we need the name of the suspect. Of course, you could try each one, but transient farmhand Larry Checkson. Checkson Larry. Option 2 here. Solomon County Police Department. Number 2002-166, closed. Subject, death of suspect Checkon, Larry in custody. Alone with suspect at 1 a.m., went over his full written confession for redacted, multiple inconsistencies with his story and events, including redacted, you ask my ghost for the truth, Sheriff. Checkson took his own life in his cell between hours of 4 and 5 a.m. Discovered at 7 a.m. Scene already redacted. All outstanding work on investigation to be closed. Examine the cell for more clues. Well, I don't see anything right now. There's something potentially written on the wall, but we can't get into the cell. The hint is the suspect killed himself while in custody. His last words were that the truth would be told by his ghost. Well, if we need to talk to a ghost, the best way is for us to become one. And the fastest way to do that in this game is to type reset. Or you could go, feed yourself to a zombie. And this is one of the first missions in the game that will actually kind of teach you that things in the world of the dead, as it were, are not the same, well, not always the same as they are in the world of the living. So we're headed back to our body, and we're going to take a look at that cell again. Not want to resurrect. And look at that. While dead, the cell door is open, and there's somebody in the cell. And some loud zombies. And now I need to find the clue. I figured we'd be able to talk to him, but I don't. Oh. There was a... Okay, come on. I know there was something that we can investigate. Nope. Oh, wait. There we go. Inscription. The white ravens whisper, golden girls, sorrowful secrets are never told. So let me write that down real quick in a notepad. Alright. Now I have to figure out what the cryptic message means. And it does show up here in our log, if in case we need to look at it again. An eerie message was scribbled on the wall of the cell, only visible in an alternate consciousness. The white ravens whisper, golden girls' sorrowful secrets are never told. There's definitely more of these murders than meets the eye and the ordinary world. So we are actually going to stay in ghost form this time. We're going to walk outside, and there is, looks like a white bird on top of the police car. And it has flown off in this direction, so let's follow it. There There is another one here. They do appear to be leading us somewhere, so let's follow. Okay, that one said phrase.
6 for gold. 4 for a boy. 2 for joy. 1 for sorrow. 7 for a secret, never to be told. 5 for silver.
Alright, so the White Ravens whisper, golden girls, sorrowful secrets are never told. So let's try actually activating the birds in the order of the phrase. So we want to first find gold.
7 for a secret, never to be told.
Which I believe is... Now these are randomized every time, so they're not going to necessarily be in the same order when you do it.
6 for gold.
Now we want girls.
4 for a boy. 2 for joy.
Is that the first one here?
4 for a boy. 3 for a girl.
Now sorrow.
4 for a boy. 2 for joy. 1 for sorrow.
And secrets are never told.
7 for a secret, never to be told.
I'm looking for Jack the lad. You found him.
Alrighty, that was creepy. Bunch of birds there just flew at someone. Jack O' Lantern, red. This may not be fun. And he runs off without attacking us. And that's the end of the quest. Finding out about Jack O' Lantern. We will actually see more of him later on in the game as we progress through his storyline throughout the Solomon Island. Or islands. Well, no, it's just a single island. So, in normal form for these investigation missions, we will head back to the quest giver so that those who skipped the puzzle solution will not be aware of where we were and what we did. So here we are back at Norma. Welcome back, everybody who skipped the solution, and we're going to turn in now. So here we go. You really had Zern worried there. I reminded him that you're expendable, but I admit it's very good to have you back. Redeploying someone at this stage would be such a bitch. There's a number of murders in Kingsmith that point to Jack's unique I can't pronounce that. I won't bore you with the tragic details. Boy flees famine, boy works on Mage's farm, Mage's daughter dies, Mage's tears into boy in pumpkin patch. The moral of the story, Kingsmith is not a good place to die, so try not to, KG. And that's the end of that investigation mission. We will call it here, so that when we do our next mission, that'll be in a separate video for anyone who wishes to continue on with the story. So thank you all for watching. We will see you all next time.